What's going on? What's going on? This is your favorite speaker, Britton Harvest. Hashtag breadcrumbs. Hashtag random acts of kindness, RAK. Hashtag rag motivation. Hashtag GG. I was talking to one of my coaching students. And while talking to him, he was telling me that, he's like, Britton, man, I've accomplished all that I've wanted to accomplish. And I really don't know what else I want to push towards, because the house that I wanted, I got the house that I wanted. He said the girl that I wanted to be my wife at the time, he made her his wife. He got a few kids, and he was like, man, I don't really want for anything else. He got a nice job. He got the position that he wanted at his job. And so I'm listening to him and I'm hearing him out because, when I'm having sessions with my coaching students, I love to listen. Because in order for you to actually get down to the root of the problem and help people out in their situation, you got to listen to them first. So listening is key, right? So I'm listening to them and I'm hearing them out. And I'm like, okay, I commend you on everything that you have going on. That's very commendable. And, in comparison to what a lot of other people have going on, depending on the circle that you're in, you're doing good for yourself. But I asked him one question. And the question that I asked him, he couldn't answer. And that question was this: what's next? Not what have you done, not all of the accolades that you've accomplished up to this point. What's next? And he couldn't even answer that. He couldn't answer it because he never thought about it. Nobody ever asked him and pressed him on that. And he was like, dang, I really don't know. And I told him, I said, well, that's your job. Because everything that you've accomplished up to this point, when you were at the state that you were in before you accomplished it, you had something next that was pushing you. You had something next that you were striving for, something that was prodding you. Now all of a sudden, you've got these things that you've accomplished. You don't have anything next to push you. So what's next? What do you have in your corner that you want to say to yourself, all right, I want to do this after I accomplish this? See, a lot of times we accomplish things, and once we accomplish them, we feel as though we can just sit back and think, okay, well, the job is done. I've done what I was supposed to do. No, you have not. The job is never done. You're always in pursuit of the next challenge. And when you are not in pursuit of the next challenge, that's why people catch up with you and surpass you. What are you sitting up there resting on your laurels and people up here passing you by and you thinking, oh, well, I've done this, so I'm good. You should never be good. You should always want to be great. You should always want to be phenomenal. Good is average. You can wake up out of your sleep and be good, but I want you to be great. I want you to be phenomenal. So you have to ask yourself, what's next? What's next? Once you've gotten a house, if your goal is to have a $250,000, $300,000, $500,000 house, once you've gotten a house, what's next? Because once you get the house, you all will notice you don't feel complete. Because before you get it, you're thinking, all right, well, once I get this championship, I'm good. I'll be known as the best player in the world. Ask Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett thought by going to Golden State and winning a couple of championships, he will be solidified, and all of a sudden he'll be known as the best player in the world. Kevin Durant is still not known as the best player in the world. You still have people arguing you over LeBron is better, Kawhi is better, the list goes on. So you have to say to yourself, what's next? Because of the goal that you were trying to achieve doesn't give you the feeling or the satisfaction that you thought it was going to give you, you have to ask yourself, what's next? What other mountain do I need to be climbing up? What other obstacle do I need to go over? Because until you continuously do that, you'll never be satisfied. That's where your satisfaction lies, ladies and gentlemen. Your satisfaction lies in the journey. We put too much emphasis on the results. It's not the results where our satisfaction lies. It's not the results that give us that euphoric feeling of I've done it. The journey lies or the satisfaction lies within the journey. As you're going through it and you're knocking down obstacles and you're moving things out of the way and you're accomplishing things, and when people counted you out, you're continuously pressing forward. That's where the happiness lies. Because when everybody else has counted you out, when the referee is set up in himself, just like they do in wrestling, he raises your hand, 1, and your hand falls back down. He raises your arm again, 2, and your arm falls back down. And he raises your arm again and says 3. And before it falls back down like Hulk Hogan, you get to shaking. And you say to yourself, you're not done. You still have more depth within you. You are not finished yet. There's still other mountains for you to climb. When you get to raising your hand like the Hulk Hogan, that's when you realize that that's where your happiness lies. You have to keep pressing forward. I don't care what kind of car you buy. Once you buy that car, you're never going to be happy because it's always going to be something else that's going to be pushing you. And when you always got something else pushing you, that's where the happiness is. So you have to ask yourself, what's next? What else is there for me to do, for me to accomplish? You don't finish when you're through. You finish when you're done. And as long as you got breath in your body, as long as you are waking up each and every morning, you are never done. There's still things out there for you to accomplish. There's still people out there that need to hear your videos. There's still people out there that you need to touch. There's still lives that you need to influence. You're not done. You're not dead. And if you're not dead, what are you waiting on? You got people that will love to have the abilities that you have. All you got to do is go and visit the hospitals. Up and down the hallways of each hospital, there are so many people that would love to have the health that you have. And because they're not fortunate enough to have that, they would love to switch places with you. They would love it. And you sitting up here second guessing yourself. You sitting up here trying to say to yourself, well, I don't know if I can do it. If they can do it, how come you can't do it? What's next? You have to always find the next hurdle to jump over. That's how you've gotten to this point, by accomplishing and overcoming drastic things in your life that people thought you would never get over. You got to this point, so what makes you think you will not keep going? You all stop asking yourself what's next. Now you don't have anything pushing you, and it's like all of a sudden you might as well be retired. Because you're not doing anything. You're going to work, but you ain't being progressive. You ain't progressing at all. You're just going to work just to go, just to get a check. You're not trying to say to yourself, all right, I want to get to this position, or I want to get to this status, or I want to influence this many people. You're not doing that. You're just going to work, getting a check, and you leave. Once that direct deposit hit, you good. But what kind of impact have you left on your job? What kind of lives have you changed by having your position? Because if you're not changing any lives, then you might as well let somebody else take that position. You might as well just slide on over and let somebody else move right on in. Because if you're not influencing any lives, if you're not changing any lives, if you're not making an impact, and people leave there saying to themselves, man, I'm glad I ran into you. Because if it wasn't for that talk that we had, I don't know what I'll probably be doing the same thing I've been doing. I'll probably be doing what everybody else be doing back home. Man, I'm glad I listened to you. I'm glad we had that conversation. Because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be anything. You don't want to end up another statistic. You got a lot of people that are dead or in jail that will love to have a second chance at life. And here you are taking it for granted. You got people that would love to switch places with you. So you have to ask yourself, now that I've gotten this, whether it's a house, car, kids, wife, husband, you name it. Now that you've gotten that, once you become a manager, supervisor, CEO, you name it. Once you've gotten it, what's next? Because if you don't have anything challenging you after that point, you're done. You're finished. And once you're finished, that's when everybody else get to catch up with you. Now you're sitting there talking about what you used to be. Oh, I used to be this and I used to be that. Used to be's don't make any honey. Hashtag breadcrumbs. Hashtag random acts of kindness. Hashtag rag motivation. Hashtag GG. I'm out.